Good evening, lovely ladies. It's wonderful to see you all in this session where we are going to learn about the techniques and tools of becoming a dynamic preschool teachers. So I welcome you all to this our teacher training session for pre-primary classes. And I would request all of my participants to introduce themselves. To start with, can I ask Rupa to introduce herself? Rupa,
Yes, ma'am.
हाँ आप अपना
Hi, I'm
इंट्रोडक्शन दीजिए.
register myself in this session, enhance my knowledge, handle kindergarten classes.
Okay, okay. So Tripti, what is your expectations from this session? And please introduce yourself also.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Tripti Ganguly, and I have registered in the teacher training looking forward to bring some good ideas, learning from you expertise, and to put them in my daily life so that I can learn something and bring some changes in my children as well. So this is what I think if I'm learning from you all.
Thank you so much and welcome once again to this session. Chainika, you are a wonderful lady. And first of all, I would thank Chainika. I want to thank Chainika. She is joining us from Kolkata. So thank you so much for being a part of this session. Yeah, please introduce yourself.
Welcome, ma'am.
Okay.
Good afternoon, everybody. I am Chanika Banerjee. I am from West Bengal. I am looking forward and very interesting session. And thank you to this video.
Thank you so much, Jainika. I can see all the vibrant ladies here. Looking forward for this wonderful session, which we are going to start shortly. And
Thank
I
you.
welcome my friend, come an entrepreneur, my wonderful dynamic lady, Omrita Dotto. And I will officially announce and introduce her. First of all, let me start it. This particular session or this program is being conducted by Ek Nayi Disha Foundation. We are into women empowerment and this, upscaling our ladies to become a competent teacher is one of our goal under this women empowerment program. So I, the director of Ek Nayi Disha, Jyoti, and a soft skill certified trainer, welcome you all. And I also welcome once again officially my wonderful dynamic IB trained, experienced early childhood teacher and a wonderful entrepreneur and dynamic lady, Omrita Dotto, to this session. Okay, so let's start the session. What is the session? So I'm sharing the session. The first slide goes about the introduction about my company, or it's not a company, it's an NGO where we all are part of it now. And you ladies are also now part of this wonderful NGO and the Women Empowerment Program. So this is now. We are going to do teacher training program, but what do you think? Why do a teacher who is a pre-primary teacher, why she needs tools and techniques? I would ask Rupa. Rupa, आपको क्यों लगता है कि एक टॉडलर को पढ़ाने के लिए टीचर के अंदर एक कॉम्पिटेंसी, एक स्किल होना जरूरी है? क्यों लगता है आपको?
Ma'am, repeat again.
Anybody can come.
Anybody can answer. Sorry. If not Rupa, anybody, Chainika or Tripti, you all can answer. To become a wonderful teacher of this wonderful angels, this toddlers, why you need a techniques or tools?
I believe because these small toddlers are hyperactive and very energetic to learn about things as they get into the school. So I believe we should learn some skills and techniques in handling them, as well as even give some good knowledge to them so that they're also brought up well in the school.
Thank you. Yes, this is a Very true answer for it. Yes, they are very energetic. In fact, we have to be competent enough to shape up the
Handle
energy
them.
in the right direction. Yeah, Tripti, you were saying something?
I said to handle such hyperactive children, even we should learn some techniques so that we don't have to again go back or think about few other things about them.
Yes, very true. Now, why do you, as we were talking on why these toddlers need this kind of a sessions, because what do you think the toddlers, do they come with their own skills or capabilities from their home? क्या लगता है आपको? चयनिका, what do you think? और रूपा, आपको क्या लगता है? अच्छा, मैं बता दूं कि ये जो हमारे बच्चे हैं, ये जब घर से आते हैं, दे आर 0 to 5 years old, उनके पास नई जो कुछ हम सीखना चाहते हैं वो कैपेबिलिटी नहीं रहती है, इंक्लूडिंग आवर सेल्फ. हमें कुछ नया चीज सीखने के लिए बोलो तो बहुत मुश्किल होता है सीखने के लिए, बिकॉज आवर ब्रेन डजंट एक्सेप्ट एनी न्यूनेस. बेसिकली आवर ब्रेन इज वेरी लेजी, वी हैव टू मेक इट टू वर्क. ठीक है, तो ऐसे ही हमारे बच्चे, दे डजंट वांट टू टेक अप अ न्यू कॉन्सेप्ट्स एंड स्किल्स, सो दे आर ऑलवेज अफ्रेड. रोते रहते हैं पहली बार जब स्कूल आते हैं तो, है कि नहीं?
Yes, yes, correct.
And the other thing is that ये सारे बच्चे, they come with a different ideas, different mindset, their interests are different, their needs are different. And that is another thing our pre-primary school teacher has to look into. So that is the reason she has to make herself so competent that she can handle their interest and their strengths. And again, why a teacher has to be so skilled? The reason is, हमारे ये जो बच्चे हैं, they are so important. Like we as a pre-primary teacher, we play a very important role in their life for shaping up their journey and the new experiments. ठीक है ना, उनको आप एक नया चीज सिखाने वाले हो. और ये जो उम्र है, this is the time when 0 to 5 years or below 5 years, they are so much full of energy. जैसे तृप्ति ने बताया कि their development of emotions, their cognitivity, मतलब जिज्ञासा, उनका जो इमोशनल डेवलपमेंट बहुत ज्यादा होता है इस वक्त. तो एज अ टीचर, जैसे वो नहीं होता है कुम्हार, कच्चे मिट्टी को क्या करता है, वो उसको शेप देता है, तभी तो घड़ा बनता है ना जिसमें हम पानी पीते हैं. तो वैसे
Yes.
ही जो प्री प्राइमरी टीचर एक बच्चे के जिंदगी में बहुत बड़ा रोल प्ले करती है टू शेप अप देयर emotional life, their intelligence life, their social life, and their cognitivity development. She plays a very vital role. इसी कारण हमारे जो प्री प्राइमरी के टीचर्स हैं, they should be more skilled and more talented and more analytic to handle these toddlers. ठीक है? So it's understood. Can I go ahead with the second slide of ours?
Yes, yes.
रूपा, आपको समझ में आ रहा है और what's being conveyed? Okay. अभी हम जाएंगे, अभी तक हमने बात की कि क्यों एक टीचर को स्किल्स और टैलेंट की जरूरत होती है. क्योंकि हमारे बच्चे सब कुछ होता है जिन्हें हमें हैंडल करना पड़ता है. उनकी एनर्जी, उनके अंदर जो एंजाइटी है, उसको शेप अप करने के लिए. अभी हम आते हैं कि ये जो हमारे बच्चे हैं, देखिए ये टीचर, हो सकता है उनके दिमाग में बहुत कुछ टेंशन चल रहा है, बट शी इज स्टिल स्माइलिंग एंड शी इज मेकिंग हर चिल्ड्रन आल्सो टू स्माइल, isn't it?
Yes, yes.
So this is an art, this is a skill a teacher should always have. She should have a very smiling and energetic outlook. तो बच्चे भी देखो, they are all smiling and giggling like her. Okay, now हम
Yes.
इतनी बार बात कर रहे हैं what is skills and skill होना चाहिए, talent होना चाहिए टीचर के अंदर. So I would be now looking into that. आपको क्या समझ में आता है, what is skill and what is talent? Anybody can answer this? What do you understand by a skill and what is the meaning of talent?
Skill is something.
Mute. Your sound is in mute, Charnika.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Ma'am, I think talent is an inborn ability that we have a natural aptitude of a person which is conduct hidden needs of recognition. Whereas skill is an ability in which you put your time and effort to develop.
Absolutely. Very rightly said. Very rightly said. Talent मतलब कला. हमारे अंदर कुछ कलाएं जो हम हमारे जो पेरेंट्स, ग्रैंड पेरेंट्स उनसे हमें मिलता है या फ्रॉम आवर रिलेटिव्स. कभी कभी मामा के अंदर कुछ गुण होता है तो वो भी हमारे बच्चे में आ जाते हैं, या नाना के अंदर कुछ गुण है, दादी के अंदर कुछ गुण है, वो भी आ जाते हैं. तो हम इसको कला कहते हैं. दैट्स अ टैलेंट इन यू. ओके, जो आपको बाय बर्थ यू गेट इट. ओके, बट स्किल इज समथिंग, as Chainika has rightly said, we develop it. Okay, that particular thing जो skill हम develop करते हैं, क्यों develop करते हैं? To be competent, to increase our competency level. टीचर जो पढ़ाती है वो तो ABCD पढ़ाना ही आजकल पढ़ाना नहीं होता है, isn't it? Do you all agree with me? Just teaching ABCD. Yeah. So what is happening is, in today's world, children are more energetic. They are exposed to social media. They are watching so many cartoons in YouTubes and all. So to compete with them, to nurture them well, as a nurturer, I will call teacher as a nurturer, she has to have that competency to handle this development, the fast growth of the development. She has to handle it well. तो वो competency लाने के लिए teacher has to have certain skills. ठीक है? So out of lot of skills, what a teacher should have, near about 24 skills, the most important skills which I have noted down for this session is communication skills. Next is time management skills, and she really have to have an enthusiasm and creativity. Okay, so why should anybody have a communication skill? क्यों होना चाहिए? बात तो हम ऐसे भी कर रहे हैं, बात करने को ही communication कहते हैं ना. So what is the difference? Okay, आप when you look at this picture, what do you understand? Teacher क्या कर रही है? Communicate कर रही है, कुछ बताने की कोशिश कर रही है बच्चों को. Isn't it? Yeah.
Yes.
And she is keeping her smile on her face, and she is keeping her lot of energy in her. She is talking with a lot of confidence in her. है कि नहीं? She doesn't look to be agitated. डरी हुई नहीं है, गुस्से में नहीं है. She's very calm and composed. Isn't it? ये समझ में आ रहा है ना? और वो बच्चा सुन रहा है and he is performing. Okay, जो मैम instructions दे. Yes. So अब इससे क्या समझते हैं? Communication skill is nothing but the way you just express yourself to anyone. ठीक है? And the way it is understood and it is reciprocated. मतलब हम यदि कुछ कह रहे हैं, आप क्या समझ रहे हो, किस तरह से समझ रहे हो वो, और किस तरह से आप रिप्लाई दे रहे हो, ये 3 साइकिल को कहते हैं कम्युनिकेशन. ठीक है? Communicating is deliverance, acceptance and reciprocation. This is the cycle of a communication skills. ठीक है? Why teacher of pre-primary has to have this effective communication is because उनको क्या-क्या handle करना होता है? Parents, management and most importantly students. ठीक है? Parents इसीलिए क्योंकि बहुत छोटे बच्चे हैं, घर से पहली बार भेजा है बच्चों को स्कूल, उनके अपने एंजाइटी होते हैं, उनका अपना दे आर ओवरवेल्म्ड, मतलब हर वक्त उनको ऐसा लगता है कि हाय मेरे बच्चे ने खाना खाया या नहीं, हाय मेरा बच्चा सो रहा है क्या, हाय मेरा बच्चा रो रहा है क्या, इतने क्वेरीज उनके अंदर होते हैं. सो टीचर शुड बी एबल टू हैव अ क्वालिटी टू हैंडल those communications. Okay, she should be able to be empathizing. Empathizing मतलब उनको समझना, उनको understand करना और उनको reciprocate करना to the parents. ठीक है, फिर management तो होता ही है, and the foremost very important challenging part is handling the toddlers. Okay, तो उनको एक rapport build करना होता है. So this communication, how we do the communication? It is by 3 types we can do. पहले तो होता है visual, जो आपको दिख रहा है, that is body language भी उसमें आता है, okay, which is visual. Then is vocal tone. यदि मैं आपसे ऐसे बात करूं, hello, how are you, come to the session, will you like my this kind of a tone when I talk to you like this? No.
No.
So you actually welcome your enthusiasm. You show it by your voice modulation. Okay, so that is vocal. बच्चे ये चीज जो emotions हमारे अंदर होते हैं बहुत जल्दी पकड़ते हैं. Okay, if you talk to them in a little different tone, they will understand it very fast. Okay, so you have to be very careful in your voice modulation. And last, in the impactful communication is your verbal, जो हम शब्द use करते हैं. Okay, so what we do is first is visual. जैसे ही मैडम क्लास में जाती है, हमें भी याद होगा in our old golden days of our childhood, जो भी टीचर सबसे अच्छी साड़ी पहन के आती है, हम लोग फूल लेके या कुछ भी जंगली फूल ले जाके we used to go and give it to ma'am. Happy birthday ma'am. Don't we do it? हमारे बच्चे भी करते होंगे अपने स्कूल. Okay, so why are we doing? We are impressed by her dressing sense. We are happy. My ma'am is looking so good. Okay, so that is our visual body language. Ma'am is happy. Good morning, children. And she's keeping herself very energized. And जो बच्चा रो भी रहा है, वो भी मैम के पास आके खड़ा हो जाता है. कुछ नहीं करता. He just try to hold her hand. Okay, these all are body language we use. Vocal, I already have explained, and we verbal is something she uses. What kind of words we use? Wow, very good. When you ask a name, okay, what's your name to the child, and if he understands the words and he reciprocate, तो वो जो words जो हम use करते हैं, उसके बाद जो हम उसको appreciate करते हैं, good boy, excellent Rohan, very nicely done. These are the words children grasp very fast. So you have to be very careful with your तीन क्या है? Visual,
Communication.
vocal, and your verbal. This is the very impactful things which is used in the communication. Okay, because you have to build a rapport with a child. नहीं तो वो बच्चा आपसे कभी बात ही नहीं करेगा. A shy child mostly doesn't want to talk to teacher. So with these techniques of these 3 ways of communication, you can build a rapport with your children. Got it? Can I go to the next slide? Next comes is very important for any one of us is time management. Why time management is so important? Because if we are not organized, one organizing is mentally and one organizing is physically. Okay.
Physical.
So, okay. So the thing is that you have to just make your time management done very well. And to make a time management, you have to make a very good lesson planning done. Okay. And when you make a lesson planning done, आपको पता है कि आपको जाके क्या पढ़ाना है आज? Yes or no? You
Yes.
have to organize your day. Then you have to strategize their homework. मतलब आज जो आपने क्लास में पढ़ाया है, Ensure that your child only does that kind of a homework only. If you're teaching AB, let him learn AB at home also, not beyond that. Okay. Then avoid loaded procrastination. मतलब teachers have a habit कि आज जो मैंने क्लास वर्क मुझे साइन करने हैं या कुछ मुझे रैंकिंग देनी है, don't keep it for next day. Even if you're keeping for next day, ensure you finish it the next day. Okay. And then you have to plan it well. Plan for the potential crisis. कभी कभी बच्चे बहुत शैतान होते हैं. You should know how to handle them well. That is one of the very good quality of a teacher. And the best way of doing it is in the time management, give them an action plan. जाते ही उनको काम दे दो. Open your books and they're ready with it. Okay. And last but not the least, give time to yourself. If you don't give time to yourself, how you will be enthusiastic and you will be creative. Okay. Your mind needs a break. Okay. So with that, see, we do remember our teachers who were enthusiastic. Okay. हमारे जो बचपन के दिन में, we remember our PT teachers. We remember teachers who used to be very interactive with us. Maybe our class teacher. So you have to maintain that enthusiasm. Okay. Creativity, do the role models and everything with the children. Okay. If you do the role models, children remember those rhymes. हम कराते हैं, I think we still do it, और हमें भी याद होगा कि whenever we do some rhymes or we teach anything to our children, we try to involve them, not just telling them. Okay, so involving them will make teacher more creative. She will come out with a creativity. So these are the 3 important skills I really felt that I should discuss with all my budding teachers. So hope this is of useful to you. Benjamin Franklin has once said, you tell me, I will forget. If you teach me, I may learn or I may remember something. Okay. But if you involve me, I will learn it and I will keep it in my mind forever. So, okay. So with this, I come to an end of my session. Today, over to my lovely friend, Omrita. And after she finishes up with her session, we'll have a question answer sessions. Okay? So, okay. Omrita, without taking much time, over to you now.
Sure. Thank you so much, Jyoti. So before I start my class, I would like to convey that I am feeling proud to be a part of Ek Nai Disha. So it is a woman empowerment in a project. I'm sorry. And, I'm really very obliged and very thankful to, be a part of this. Hope I do, something good for a woman. That is my whole and soul wish joining this group. So teachers, I think I got the ownership. Yeah, fine. So I'll share you my slide. I have a slide for you. Here it is. So before I start my session, I would like to request everybody, you must be having a lot of questions. So you can just jot them down in your notepad. And at the end, we will have, as Jyoti ma'am has said, that we will have a session at the end. So then you can ask your questions. Okay, so before a little bit of the introduction, already Jyoti has said so much about me. Just a little bit I would like to share with you. So you all know that I am Amrita Datta, and in my 19 years of experience of journey of kindergarten teaching, I have gathered many experiences. Few are extremely useful and few are not to carry forward in the classroom. It is also required to know that what we are not supposed to carry forward in our classroom. Let us discuss about the extremely useful facts happened in my career life. And 5 years I have worked as vice principal in one of the prestigious school of Hyderabad, and then served and got trained under IB affiliated international school. And in these 19 years, several times I have changed my teaching methodologies. You must be wondering, teaching little kids, why, how to change the methodologies. But yes, when I started my career about 19 years before, the way I used to teach or the way I used to handle my classroom, now it is absolutely different. I will surely share a few pics of my classroom later on. So first, as Ms. Jyoti has said, we will again discuss a little bit about why trained teachers are required to handle the little learners. As you know, it is not in the classroom we go and just say twinkle twinkle little star, or just we just A for apple, B for ball. No, that is not the way we take class. So in the word of Maria Montessori, she is one of my idol in this profession. So she says the most important period of life is not the age of university studies, but the first one, the period from birth to the age of 6. At this time, children, their brain development happens, 80% of the brain develops at this age, and the maximum number of informations they gather at this age, 80% of informations. This is my mother, this is also a knowledge. I am not supposed to touch the fire, that is also a knowledge for a small newly born baby. So like that, 80% of the new informations children gather at this age. So we have to be very, very, very sincere while handling this age children. So today we were discussing about the 3 types of skills: communication skills, time skills, management, enthusiasm, and creativity. These 3 skills are the most important skills which we should get adopted very soon to become an ideal teacher. I want you all to go through this template. Can you read? Oh my God, communication means so many things. Isn't it very confusing? Yes?
Yes.
A lot of questions must be in there in your brain. Jot down, okay? We will surely reply you back at the end. Here in this graphic presentation, you can see that one knob, there is big knob, there is student, another parent, and the management. So our teacher has to keep a good communication between student, parent, and management. But the focus should be on student. Every student should be well handled, well communicated about their good thing, bad thing, challenges, strength. Okay, so it is very important that we focus on the student, and if the knob of student moves smoothly, obviously the parent knob and the management knob will go automatically in a very smooth way. So in this communication skills, we can divide it majorly into 4 parts. The most important thing is non-verbal. Non-verbal means only seeing the picture you can understand. No need to write fear, contempt, disgusting, and angry. Isn't it, teachers? Just looking at the picture, you can understand.
Yes.
This is what non-verbal communication is.
Yes.
Just showing your face that I am not happy is enough. It's just enough. So children, they understand that yes, my teacher is not happy with me, is very much disappointed. Now I should come on the track. So let me stop doing my naughty acts. Okay, next is visualization. Visualization, how they see, how they see you, your attitude, how they see the classroom, how they even, they realize the, your feeling. So all these things are very important. How you groom yourself and get into the classroom. Yes, how you if you smile at them, they understand. Yes, teachers, teacher is good at mood, so I can go and say something. Teacher, I had a chocolate yesterday. Yeah? But if you're angry, please, children, go and sit there quietly. So they will never come to you. They will never approach you. So it is very important how you, keep your facial expression. So it is always good to be approachable to the children.
Yes, ma'am, you can go ahead.
So next is the verbal communication through verbal. So you can see the verbal that the place is very small, So only few golden words like thank you, please, sorry can, is enough for them. It's not required that we use big sentences to make them understand. So verbal communication can be very simple, crisp for the kindergarten children. Communication through writing. In that case, if for kindergarten children, it is almost not required because a maximum they learn small sentences, sometimes maybe they frame small paragraphs like on a topic like national flag, maybe 4 to 5 sentences. So they cannot communicate their feeling through writing. So this doesn't, is not much effective in the kindergarten area. Next, I will go to this slide, that is time management. Here in these pictures, you can see at the same time, child is learning addition using an addition machine, whereas on the other side of the class, another child is learning addition using some floor activity. So at the same time, children can do this activity. This type of activities, if we implement in our organizer, then obviously we will save a lot of time. So like adapting time saving strategies, one of them is rotational activity. In same concept, in the classroom, we can keep 4 tables, 4 stations we can make, wherein we can keep different types of activities, and at the same time they're going around and knowing the concepts, the activities what has been displayed in the classroom. So using one strategy in one period rather than that using 4 strategies in one period will obviously save our time. What do you say? Right? So this is called rotational activities. This sort of many activities are there which can save our time. Even in these pictures, you can see at one corner, a child is trying to find out the numbers, and another corner, the child is reading sentence, and also I can see some CVC words are displayed. So at the same time, many activities are going on. Obviously, we are saving time. What do you say?
Yeah,
yes?
very true. Yes.
Okay. So next, I would like to tell you that it is always important to keep plan B ready. In case, whatever you're thinking, suppose you're thinking to say a story or show a story on a TV and the power cut has, just messed up. So in that case, you can have some story flashcards or some story books, handy things you can keep in your classroom, which you can use at that time instead of wasting your time. So always we should have a plan B. And next, prior communication. Suppose you enter the classroom and say, children, first circle time, and then we will have English. So take out your English notebook. We are going to write something. Keep your books ready on the table and then come to make circle. So as soon as you finish your circle time, children, they're ready with their books. And also pencils and erasers you can keep handy on one corner where all the stationaries will be, handy. Children, they should go, take their own stationery and come back and sit and do their work. That will save your time, obviously. and prior information is very, very, very important to manage your time. Next, enthusiasm. Enthusiasm comes with clear future vision. If you have a clear future vision, what you want to do. Suppose I want to keep the color pencils nicely on my table. So I need a proper pencil stand. You can make it out of best material, and you can think, okay, this is what I want. I want my classroom to be decorated colorful. How do I want to do that? So you can obviously have a lot of ideas to make it. Yes, and you have something, to motivate you to do those things. So it is always important to have your vision very clear. Next, enthusiasm overflows when you explore. So if you want to do something and you're unable to do that, nahi ho raha hai mujhse, chhod do. This is one attitude. And another attitude is, let me find out, let me see if I can make it in some other way. So when you try and make it one day, your happiness, your enthusiasm gets doubled. Yes, so always try to find out something new, do something innovative. Always you will get an enthusiasm. So, and the next is enthusiasm flood when we get confidence. The more you do, the more experience you gather and more confidence you gain. So the more confident you become, obviously you get a different enthusiasm in yourself. So always be confident what you are doing. Always do it with full confidence. If you make a mistake, what big deal? Nothing is going to happen if you make a small mistake, right? Next, enthusiasm will whisk you to your goal. So you have a goal and your energy, your happiness will always make you run towards it. Yes? So you suppose, for example, you want to do a celebration in the school. Suppose Grandparents' Day. Teacher, ma'am, I want to, do this. I want to initiate this event. So obviously, you have a goal and you will run behind that. And for that, automatically your mind will be happy, and that mind will give you extra energy. So always have a goal when you do your work. Yes. Again, my favorite, Maria Montessori. The greatest sign of success for a teacher to be able to say that children are now working as if I did not exist. As if I'm not there in the classroom. Like that they are working. How? If you make the class attractive, if you make the classroom more of activities, if you make them do something which is very interesting, obviously children will get attached to it, attracted towards it, right? So they will just not, they will just not bother the teacher is there behind or not. They will just get into the activity and they will learn by their own. Self-learning will happen, peer learning will happen, and that is what we want. Yes. For that, what we can do? Creativity? Yes, creative thinking is very important. But always, teachers, remember, creative thinking or creativity doesn't mean always making some beautiful flowers, some hangings in the classroom. No, that is not the target. A target is, we should always focus on students' learning outcome. What learning outcome I'm expecting from a child? For that, what am I supposed to do? Okay, if I make some beautiful rainbow color flowers, now the color concept is going on, worth doing it. To teach color concept, you make nice, beautiful colors, colorful flowers or something very colorful, and you relate those flowers with the color concept, then that is useful. Yes, so you have to think, you have to do something creative related to the teaching learning procedure. Here you can see in this photo that there is a creative activity going on. What is that? There was a story. I said the story, the Frog Prince. And I gave them this colorful papers. I have cut that paper into, a crown shape, and then set them to depict their understanding on the paper. If you see minutely, you can see they told me, ma'am, see ma'am, this is the palace, this is the king, this is the queen, this is the golden ball, this is the frog. Maybe it doesn't look like a frog, but for the child it's a frog. Fine, what big deal? The child is just 3.5 to 4.5 years old. Just think. Can we think like this? But the child could. It is our duty to take out their creativity from their mind. Yes? Right. Next. Creative teaching and learning strategies. Here, you can see I was teaching them a bigger number and smaller number. For that, I made just one crocodile face and told them, this crocodile, whose name is Mr. Croc, he eats only big numbers, big things, things with more quantity. Children, they understood in one go with this activity, and I know they will never forget in their life. What do you say? Right?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Here, again, you can see a story, the rainbow fish. I use these crops, rainbow fish, and then the friends of rainbow fishes are the blue, the green, the orange, and the octopus you can see at the left end. So I made these props, and they're very easy to make. And after telling the story, children, they were very excited to, represent that. And below you can see representation of a child. She has, colored the rainbow fish. She made the rainbow fish and the friends and the octopus. How beautifully it has come out by the child, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Even here you can see small fishes on the table, and every fish has a iron inside it, and I have written the alphabet on that. And with the fishing rod, there is a magnet below, and that magnet is literally, touching, taking out the fishes. And children, they are thinking, oh my God, literally I am fishing. Wow, let me fish the fish with letter T, and you can see the happiness in them, on their face. They're just bright to see those fishes getting stuck with the fishing rod. So that was an amazing activity. Even here you can see, teachers, I wanted to, teach colors. So I made the place colorful, and they were literally coming to me and asking, ma'am, what is this color? So yes, when they're asking, that means my work is done. And for that, we need to just, create a provoking environment. Whatever you want to teach, if you just create a provoking environment and leave them, automatically learning starts happening. Okay, I am done. And teachers, now it's the time for question and answers. I hope, the pictures which I have added in my slide will really help you out in your class. Yes, teachers, you can ask your question. Shall we start from Trupti?
Yes, yes.
Ganguly, yes.
Okay. As you said during the time management about the addition machine, the children were acting. What if the child does not understand the strategy of the addition machine? Then how do we teach the children?
Yeah, right. So what learning outcome are you expecting from the children? What do you want to teach using that addition machine?
End of the day, the child should understand how to do an addition.
Right. So every child is different, and every child understands differently. So there is a concept, multiple intelligence. We will discuss about that later on. In that, we know that every child, they they understand in different way. Few are nature smart, few are kinesthetic, few are art smart, you know, few are vocal, you know, they love talking, and by talking they'll love to learn things. So if we use at least, you know, 4 to 5 strategies in the class to teach a single concept, every child will surely understand by this strategy or that, or either this or either that. So
Yes.
at least 95% children, they understand. Even after that, if anybody doesn't understand, we can think something for one and one. Okay.
Yes.
This addition machine is just one of them.
Yes.
Just one of them. Okay, it is not that every child can understand using that strategy. That child may understand you from other strategy. So we can, that is why we should not use only one strategy. When we were small, only addition means on the board teacher used to write 5 apples plus 1 apple, count how many apples are there, 5, 6, so right here 6, okay, addition. But no, now that is not the scenario what we see in the classroom, right? We have to think about multiple intelligence even while planning our planners.
Yes.
Thank you so much for a beautiful question, Tripti.
Thank you so much for resolving the question.
Nice, nice. Okay, Rupa?
No.
Yes, Rupa. I think
Rupa.
our network is troubling.
Yeah.
We will go to Chayanika then. Yes, Chayanika.
Yes, I have a question. Why a teacher is called a role model of a student?
Hello.
Hello? Why
Jyoti.
a teacher is called
Ma'am,
a
your
role
voice
model
not
of a
coming, ma'am.
student?
Okay, Omrita, you're going to reply to it? Will you take it up to reply
As
to
you wish, as you wish, as you wish.
it? You carry on with it and then I'll add on to that. Okay.
Okay. Sure. Fine. Okay, so like, see, a teacher is a role model of a student, right? So, you know, when a child comes into the classroom, first, the child cannot accept new person. Okay. So, cannot accept the new person. So, what happens? Later on, slowly, when the child stays with uh, teacher and the situation and all, slowly they start observing the teacher, and then slowly he or she realizes, this lady really loves me. Okay, let me see, can I, shall I listen to this lady or not? This is the situation what happens initially, and slowly then the child, with affection and care is more required at this age, so that the child feels, close. Yes, this lady is close to me, next to my mother. Then then after that the learning starts happening. So and the class at home, mother gives loves too much. Yes, every mother loves their own kid. So but that is a informal way of teaching what happens in the house, whereas it comes to the school, it becomes a formal teaching where children will start understanding the social skills, behavioral skills, and slowly, and they learn so many things and start understanding that yes, I am growing, I am becoming a grown up slowly with the learning what my teacher is teaching me. That time it happens, if teacher gives a homework and teacher says is A, you are supposed to write like this. If goes home and mother says no, just you can make a circle and the tail, it's fine, it is also A. But the child says no, mommy, the right way of writing A is right right open curve go up and come straight down. So automatically, the children, they start learning in the classroom, and they become a part, the teacher becomes a part of life, and then the professional, life starts on. And with that, in future also, that care, that learning, children, they carry on that learning what they have gained from the teacher. So obviously teacher is a role model of a student.
I agree with
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. It's a
Thank you,
very
ma'am.
good understanding. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Yes, Jyoti.
I will just add on to Amrita for all my participants. Yes, it's a very wonderful question and very imperative question Choinika has asked. We have to become a role model. We have to cultivate that skill that a student should look upon to us, that the way we speak, the way we behave with them, because they are our ambassadors. Okay, they carry our whatever we are imparting knowledge to them, they are going to carry it forward. They actually go home and talk about their teacher, as Amrita has rightly said. Okay, so teacher plays a very vital role in a children's life, because as I have said initially itself, she is the one, she's a nurturer. And to be a nurturer, you have to possess all those skills which we have covered today, and in our other classes which we are going to conduct, we will be imparting you so much of skills and practical part of the skills, that you will surely become that nurturer and a role model which a child will always look upon to you. Okay, thank you so much for all the participants to be very interactive, and thank you Amrita, thank you Chainika, she has participated from Kolkata. I hope everything is
You're
fine.
welcome, ma'am.
Thank you Tripti, thank
Thank
you Rupa,
you.
and
Thank
this is just a first session.
So at the end, I would just like to ask our participants that how did you feel? How are you going to utilize this session in your classroom? I would like to start with Trupti.
This session was very interactive, and I got to learn many new strategies of teaching children, and bringing them to a place where they are always engrossed with something or the other and not wasting time. And as well as I don't waste time teaching them in another, only the board and the paper and the pen. They also learn with some toys and with the nature. So I found this session to be very interactive and really awesome.
Yeah,
Thank you so much. Rupa.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for this interactive session. Very useful and hello.
Yes, we can hear you.
Hello.
Yes,
yeah,
we can
Rupa.
hear you. I think her network is a little troubling today. It's okay. Let us go
Hello.
to Choyanika.
First of all, thanks both of you. You are both and very incredible trainers, and I am so grateful for your work. Thank you a lot for inspiring me to be a cheerful, enthusiastic, and very creative teacher. Thanks a lot.
Our pleasure.
Thank you so much.